I'm Adam Niffen.
No, I'm Jeremy Cocaine.
This is Smith Welding Restoration. Another name.
Well, it's what we work. That's what we do.
All right, what you have here is a chassis for a 1968 Chevelle. All right, so the car itself, they've cleaned it up, done a good job so far. The owner's got his goodies on there. It got hit in that quarter, so that frame horn there is bent. I gotta pull some measurements. All my stance is good, so I'll measure over there. I'll measure over there as long as that number is a good number. I'll measure the front A-arms, that's a good number. That means I'm flat on the floor. I'm not level, I'm just flat on the floor. It's a flat plane, okay? This floor is relatively flat, but not level. That'll give me enough information to transfer numbers down to here, here, at those bends, and then I can start manipulating it from there. This back here, we're gonna look at Scarlet, and I'll show you, is that exact same bracing, okay? That's the same bracing. I've got the oxygen acetylene out, Rosebud, Porta Power. I actually got a steel tube, put the Porta Power on, force it up, force this up. This was all very crinkled. It was just a potato chip through there. It had about 5 or 6 crinkles in it. It's cracked here on the bottom, it's cracked, and there's a spot over here where they cut a hitch off the back of it. That's kind of that is the current status of this situation. Now I can take and I can cut out this section, fold up some metal, and put a new section in. Adam, why don't you do that? Anybody that's done this for any amount of time, and more than likely longer than I, will understand I got to get this all straightened out and my dimensions correct here to here before I can cut any of that out. Now I'm not actually going to go cutting that out. I'm going to section the little spot that came out with the cutting torch, weld up the crack, dress it, and shoot 3M on it. I'll get the rear rails the proper length off the axle, the proper height off the ground, so long as my numbers all check out. I hope that makes sense. I don't have a frame table. Frame table would make it much easier. This is a 1968 Chevelle. It's going to be a pro touring car when the gentleman gets done with it. How far we go, I don't know. It's all going to be up to Derek. Cool dude. Definitely give him a warm welcome to the fold here. A little backstory on 68 Chevelle here. He was building it mostly in his garage by himself, so I got to give props there. And he's had other, quote, professionals come in and help him. They basically left him in a world of shit and siphoned off a bunch of his money. As I'll tell anybody here, I'm coarse, crass, unrefined, and mostly just an indignant human being. I'm not going to apologize for that. It's gotten me this far in life, and I still get to eat most nights. So, there you go. However, around the shop, around here, we're too slow. We're always behind schedule. But we never steal a motherfucker's money. And I put, to get the metalwork straightened out on the car, I'll show you everything. This is part 1 of the Chevelle build. Be nice to the guy. There's a lot of work he did himself. There's work that he was misguided in doing that he didn't know. He either didn't know or somebody gave him the wrong information. Let's just say that. Or he had somebody just straight blind fucking rob him like a thief in the night. So keep that in mind as we're going through this. There's gonna be some pretty severe issues I'm going to run into. I already know this. I know I'm going to use the plasma cutter. I know I'm going to use the oxy torch to heat stuff up, move stuff around. I know this is going to happen. And I'm going to be cutting stuff loose, putting it back together.
72C10 is a prime example of our little shop. That's where we're at. We're beyond getting horrible rust buckets, but we're getting better projects. Most of the projects we're getting now are projects started, and the owners run into a roadblock. That's why we're here. That's what we do. I'm going to get this frame rail straightened out, get a straight edge drawn across it. That way I can start straightening out the rest of the frame. Look for any cracks that might have resulted from me beating on shit. Weld everything up, dress it down, and shoot it with undercoating again. I'll touch back.
Alright, so the floor wasn't anywhere near straight enough. So what I did is I got the back end up. There was no damage to the frame horn at this point where it's boxed, so I could come up underneath that body mount. Got it level. I got them all up on stands. We'll start with that. But I got the rear end level across this member. And then I brought it down this pillar, got this level, brought it down that pillar, got that level. So everything's laying flat and straight. To straighten this out, then I went and I used a rosebud, badass rosebud, and I heated that up obviously a whole lot. I untweaked it because I had to use a port of power, and I pushed with a rubber boot on the axle. That little dirt smudge will wipe off, so we're good. I didn't fuck it up. If I did, I'll touch it up. So there. And I pushed this out because this number to the outside corner to the inside of this notch is 36 and 3/16 over there. I got it out to 36 and 3/16, tapped this where it got crinkled. That's like your crush zone. Tapped it around to straighten it out a little bit. And I found out I was actually high. I was up high on this corner. So I heated this up and actually just put a little pressure down. Of course, you always go too far. So I brought it back up right there. And now we're level. We're level here. We're level there. And we're level down both legs, which means we're level across there. So now this body is pretty much square and level. Or this frame is pretty much square and level. That's what I did. That's how I took care of that issue. I'll touch that up with undercoating, which is what the rest of this is painted in. I still have to, and a buddy of mine stopped by, I borrowed this 4-foot level from him. I still have to straighten this out. Get these hammered and all that. I can just take it off the jack stands at this point for this part. I won't. I'll leave it alone. But I got to heat all this up and straighten it out, hammer it out, push this in. I'll probably have to get a ratchet strap from here to there for my ease, because we don't have a big frame rack or anything in here. Remember? So for my ease, I'll use a ratchet strap and I'll use what's available for simple and quick. But I want to pull that back in straight, in line, so to give us the proper frame rail width back here. I'll straighten out all the metal on the bottom where you can see it got cut up and fucked up. I will cut that out and I'll replace that one piece. I'll weld up this crack, metal finish it, and make it go away. So that's where we're at. I'll probably pop in and show you the final bit, and then tomorrow we drop a body on this thing, we roll it back there, which means after I'm done with this, I get the lead work finished on that so the boys can pull the doors, and we can start scrubbing it down and getting it 6 sand. We should actually be able to accomplish 6 sand on that tomorrow. There's some teardown left, so we'll deal with that as it comes. 68 Chevelle. Starting off on the right foot. Alright, and this is after. Everything's lined up, this dimension's good. I got all that straightened out reasonably, okay? We weren't going for factory specs. It's a little chunky down here, Nick. It's a little chunky down here. But I had to section in that whole piece. And it's 11 gauge. I don't have a brake that can bend it, so I used the torch, welded it, heated it, pulled it around in place. This is one of those at close counts. It's strong again, it's sturdy again, so that's all we needed there. Like I said, I gave up, I put it up on stands and I got it all leveled, so I know all my numbers are true. That's where we're at on that. Yep.
Wow, made it to the end of the video. Thanks for checking in. Come back on the next one. See what the hell we're going to do next time. Subscribe, comment. Find us on over on the old Facebook, Smith Welding Restoration LLC on Facebook. Numbers at the beginning. Have any questions? Call.